ELT methods and practices. How can we teach grammar to young learners? So if we have EFL learners, primary school, age 6 to 8 and 8 to 12. So let's think, what type of grammar, what type of activities, can we teach it directly? So what aspect of grammar can we teach? So can we teach grammar of words? That's mean rules about how words are formed, how they are used to make meaningful sentences. So the meaning. Also the grammar of clauses and sentences. So there are rules about word order and how sentences are linked together to make paragraphs. So it is about the order and the link. The grammar of text, the rules about text coherence and cohesion, and how sentences function as a part of a text. The grammar of text types and general rules. So how a text type is organized and what type of lexicogrammar is used in a text type, such as a formal letter, advertisement, email, etc. So, do our children learn differently from adults? If we think about theories and how children learn, sometimes can be different from how teenagers or adults learn. So we have to think about that. So as teacher, what can we do? We have to think that children usually they absorb any new information. They don't understand concepts, abstract concepts, meta-linguistics information, or grammar explanation. So if we teach it directly, that means they have to think about the language abstractly. Children like to play, sing, use the language in real situation, have fun, not explanation. They try to understand the meaning, but not understand the individual words. They learn indirectly. So when they learn, sometimes the less apparent grammar, and especially the form-focused instruction, they learn. The children usually like to be awarded, praised. They don't give up usually. They might understand the language before they understand it. They learn through their eyes, ears, hands, senses. They get bored, like variety. They don't concentrate for a long time. They don't differentiate between the fact and fiction. They pretend to understand or ask questions, and they are changing from one year to the next year. So, we try to teach grammar for young learners. Should focus on what? So there are sometimes some assumptions. So we'll try to use appropriate techniques to teach the learners. We try the PPP, presentation, practice, production stages, which we taught and explained before. So is there like any perfect or appropriate method to teach grammar for young learners? So what we try to do to have desirable, coherent approach to teach the language, which involve like variety of language learning activities with different characteristics, motivate the learners to learn. The children try to learn. As teacher, we have to consider their learning styles, and usually their learning is to communicate, and grammar as integral part of the meaningful communication. Children like social skills, physical activity, thinking skills, creativity, individuality. We have to think about all these aspects when we try to teach them and improve their communicative performance. So when we think about the activities, it has sequence for grammar and patterns. So start with noticing, structuring, proceduralizing. We already discussed some of these points previously. So noticing or re-noticing. So it is active process which learners become aware of a new pattern. Notice the link between form, meaning. They don't try to produce the pattern themselves. And this is based on the equality of the input from the teacher that make the learners, the young learners, to notice a link between form meanings in a new pattern. So what kind of activities we can use? We try to support the meaning by visuals. They can see it. Present the pattern or the form in a context, linguistic or social context. Compare, contrast the new pattern or form with others. Active participation from the learner. The activity should be appropriate to the age of the learner. And through the activities, we try to manipulate the language and learn it. Kind of activities for noticing, like try to have some classroom instruction, questions, requests, dialogue with puppet, text, visuals, telling some stories about real situation, modeling, drawing, writing, circling, discussing like critical points, timeline, discovery techniques, and others. The second point, the structure or the restructure. So structuring activities are intended to help the learner to make a new grammar pattern, part of their internal grammar. So what they have as internal grammar, and they try to structure. So to do that, it requires control practice around form and meaning. So they do the practices, and they try to structure that. So the young learners usually engage and involve in the controlled use of the language. They try to make necessary changes to form and express meaning correctly and appropriately. They are giving some choices with the content. They adjust regarding the grammar to express the meaning. So the practice is fully or partially controlled. So with the restructuring, controlled use of the form, they have the choices and they try to adjust to express the meaning. Some examples like interaction activities, questionnaire, surveys. They try to discuss like their hobbies, food, routines. Some games like, language games, hangman, information gap activities. Like the learners are asked to guess and mimic action. Can be drills, rhymes, can be control written practices to find the correct word order sentence. There's some songs with lyrics and all that, with repetition. The third one, from the word procedure, so it is a proceduralization. It is the stage of production they produce, where learners are given opportunity to use the new patterns. It's require attention to grammar and effective communication. So activities like writing captions like comics, pictures, better writings with model text provided, writing the ending of a story. They tell a story with visuals, role-playing, simulation, problem solving, having learners correct content or form errors the teacher deliberately makes. So when we teach a grammar to young learners, what we have to remember? What about errors? So you should know sometimes children they build hypotheses about how foreign language works from the input they have received during their experiences with language, and we know it's limited. So they all can give teachers information about their learning processes and their internal grammars, and they can use that to teach them. We know that learners can learn vocabularies, chunks from discourse. So we can do that. We start with chunks vocabularies and then we go and move to the grammar to teach them. So it is from outwards. So like songs, art, crafts, all these kind of activities can help the learner to understand how we use the grammar. So as a learner, he's the one who's doing the learning. We have to understand that not all students will learn exactly the same at the same level. So we have to give them opportunities to practice and use the grammar in real situation. Thank you.